Okay, this video is about the wheels and how a bicycle is stable or not stable, and why anybody would want to add weight to a wheel of a bicycle when everybody's always wanting the lightest possible wheel. And in order to understand that, we're going to see how it changes the way the bicycle handles. You see, on this bicycle, I have a very small front wheel. That was so that I could get clearance for the tire here. The question is the reason it's unstable now because this tread is so narrow, or is it simply because the tire is so light compared to the weight of the rest of the bicycle with rider that it cannot do the gyroscope action the way it's supposed to? So that is what this test is all about. Here is where it gets twitchy. I can do big circles, but anything tighter than that, you can see the front wheel twitching. Anything tighter than that, when I get real tight, it gets real kind of twitchy this side in the opposite direction. I'll do a figure eight, start coming back around the other way. Going across the top of a figure eight is also very twitchy with this thing. See if I can. The spinning of the outside of the wheel around the axle is what gives a gyroscopic force that causes the bicycle to be stable. And normally we try to keep the weight of everything in this whole region, the wheel, the moving part of the shock, at lowest weight possible. Everybody does that, but I think in the process the bikes become unstable. So I decided to test this by putting weight all the way around, evenly around the outside of the wheel. Now my original idea was to put these right up against the wheel like this. You see, it's real hard to get these to wrap around the base of the spoke, so I'm going to put them around the spoke itself. So these are just ordinary lead fishing weights, and we'll look at the process of putting them on. So here's how we put them on. We have to put them in the slot, and oh no, the slot is not big enough. So we have to make the slot bigger. Well, you see that all of them have these two little tips on the back. The reason it's there is to use something like pliers, or most fishermen use their teeth, to squeeze the back, and it opens the jaws of the front. So that makes it a little bit better, but when I try to put it on, it doesn't go all the way to the base. So we're going to have to do something else. So how do I make these things wide enough? How do I make these little weights wide enough at the bottom to wrap around the spokes? What I'm doing is, put one out here. All right. So first I have to squeeze it like I showed in the other one. I'm going to squeeze it like I did in the other one to open that up a little bit. And then I'm going to put it on the tang of this machete, where it's coming all broken. And I'm going to use my improvised hammer. And if you look very, very close, you're going to see I've now driven it all the way down to the base of the valley is in the tang. So what I've done is I've driven it on there until the base of the valley, the open jaws is not what's important to be so wide, it's that the base of it is wide enough. Okay? Now, so here's how we'll put each one on. For each one, I'm going to go all the way around. I have to have one on every spoke to keep it balanced. But I wrap it around here, and all I have to do is get a hold of it with the pliers and squeeze it shut. That's what these are designed for. Now, we'll do another one. This one come around from the back side to get in there. Get it down tight. It's not tight. Here, let's see if I can push it on. All right. Now, squeeze it shut. Okay. So what I have to do, each one, I have to get it wrapped around right up against the base of the spoke, and I need to get the vice grips on it or a pair of pliers. Squeeze it tightly shut so it's wrapped around the spoke and it's not going anywhere. Now another thing I need to do is I need to balance them side to side, so I'm going to turn this one. Okay. And squeeze it again. So in order to get them balanced side to side, because you see they're not even in their shape, what I will do is for the rest of them I will only put those spokes on this side from this side. Then I'll go to the other side of the wheel and put them there. So all the tips will be pointed in and it won't be a little bit more weight on the left than the right. So I've gotten all the little weights on the wheel, and now is when I'm going to be seeing how it worked out. If you look at the wheel, you'll see that we have all these little weights all the way around now. Every spoke has a weight. So now is a demo of how on this test drive, whether it behaves better than it did without the weights around the rim. So here it goes. Okay, so as you can see, when I go way down like this, it is not twitchy like it was before. That might not be obvious just watching a video, but from the rider's seat, it's very obvious. Now what was especially a problem before is figure 8. Because when I would go from this turn and right about here, I flip over to that turn, it would get very twitchy. And now it is not twitchy. So the wheel width is the same, but the amount of moment of inertia, the little weight to the wheel, is very different. So now I'll try a really fast, tight circle. And it feels very stable. I can lean down into it. I don't have that fear that I have to keep my body up here. Now I can lean way down into it, and it just hangs on very good. So I just didn't have enough weight on the rim in comparison with the weight on the back wheel rim and the weight of my own body up so high. So that test drive is successful, and it proves that my analysis of the problem was correct and the solution was successful. So there is a good reason sometimes to add weight to your wheel on a bicycle. It improves the stability under some circumstances. And that's it.